Let me tell you a story. Back then, when I was around 14 or 15 years old, I remember I used to have kind of like a flirty kind of unofficial relationship with a girl that I really liked a lot. It was all sweet and innocent, and I remember I would constantly rush home after school to try to message her, and we will basically message the whole day, right? And this happened every single day after class. Suddenly one day she decided to message me and tell me that she will no longer continue this relationship that we had. And obviously I was crushed. And let me tell you, I literally ugly cried in front of her in class. It was the most pathetic that I had ever felt in my whole life. Then one of my fit friends started to urge me to go and work out with him in the school gym. He told me it will help me build a strong and aesthetic looking body so I could start looking good and attracting other girls. And so I went. Obviously, because I wanted to attract more girls into my life, right? And at the same time, to get over this pain, right? Fast forward a few years later, I have built an incredible physique that I am impressed and proud of. And I have started to get far more attraction from girls than if I never had been to the gym in the first place. But to be honest, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Let me explain. And by the way, my name is Shan, and I'm on a mission to inspire as many young guys as possible to become strong and masculine versions of themselves. I make videos like this to document and share my experiences to help you. And if it sounds awesome to you, make sure you click the subscribe button below. You see, once you get started to go to the gym, the hardest part is literally right in the beginning. You will feel sore as fuck in the first few workout sessions that you do. I remember back then, after my first gym session in which I pushed really hard, I got so sore for a whole week after that, I could barely get myself out of bed. Can you imagine how bad and painful that was? And you will also feel lazy and demotivated when you don't see progress immediately, because obviously progress takes time. I remember there was this one time when I was doing like sit-ups, trying to have good looking abs and stuff like that. I did like 100 sit-ups if I wasn't mistaken, and then I would look up and see at my flabby tummy and wonder why the hell my stomach hasn't become smaller, or why the hell hasn't my abs appeared yet. Fortunately, this is just the period that you have to push through to start seeing some visible results. Give yourself 3 weeks. Stay consistent on your workout routine. Try not to skip any days or cheat on your diet. Stop obsessing over your results just yet. Instead, try obsessing over how many days that you decided to clock in and do the work. Track your success metrics by the action you have taken, not by the results you get at this point of time. A strategy that I suggest if you're starting out: start small and slowly start adding in more workout sessions. Maybe you start with 2 days a week. That's fine. You slowly add up to 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, eventually to the point where you are comfortable and it's enough for you. Of course, I'm not saying that you have to work out twice a day. That's a bit extreme, but like find the sweet spots that works for you and your schedule, right? I mean, even 3 days a week can work if you're willing to give it a bit more time. Same applies to your diet, right? If you have been eating a shit diet for the whole of your life, you just don't expect to immediately revamp everything and start eating like the cleanest diet you've ever eaten, right? That just doesn't make sense. Trust me, I've tried to do that by basically eating salads every single day of the week, and I almost felt like puking. Don't do that. Instead, just try to make healthier substitutions. Instead of eating rice, why not use cauliflower rice instead? Or maybe try skipping rice altogether. And instead of eating all this bullshit processed junk, why not eat something natural instead? Make these simple switches. That's all you have to do. It's not that complicated. Now I remember during those COVID lockdowns, I couldn't go to the gym because they were closed. I felt down and I wanted to quit so badly, because in my mind I was like, there's no point in working out anymore because I won't make any more progress by working out at home. But then I remembered my why, the reason why I started working out in the first place. Because I was deeply hurt, and also because I wanted to attract more girls into my life, right? I could almost visualize myself getting out from the COVID lockdown, being muscular and attractive, literally like a chair. Remember, you're inevitably going to hit that point where you feel like quitting just because you aren't seeing the results that you want just yet. Because the results aren't going to be that quick. And that's fine. During this time, you want to keep on reminding yourself why you started in the first place. The more emotions you feel about your why, the better it is. I know that sounds ironic, right? As men, we want to be logical and be analytical. But when it comes to stuff like this, you have to use your negative emotion to fuel your productive endeavors. Like, bro, literally stop being such a pussy and saying, oh, I'm only doing it for myself. I want to focus on myself. That kind of bullshit, bro. You could be that kind of person. Genuinely be that kind of person. But bro, answer me honestly. You started working out because you wanted to get goals, right? You wanted to become more attractive, right? Stop coping. If you started working out just because you wanted to get goals or become more attractive or even get over someone like I did, use it as your energy, bro. And finally, the thing I want to say is that it only takes 3 weeks or 21 days to form a habit. Just don't be such a big brain and think about, oh, how many years I will need to work out in order to achieve my dream physique. Come on, shut off your brain for a moment. Dumb yourself down, okay? Instead, I want you to start thinking, how can you start being consistent for 3 weeks? Just 3 weeks, you tell yourself. Because like, trust me, shit becomes so much easier after that once you have momentum. If you've truly been consistent, you will also start to see some visible results. And trust me on this, you will feel like a whole new person. You will feel different. If you struggle, always remember this thing. Visualize just how you want to look once you get your dream physique and what results you want to get from looking that way. And also remember, there's some other guy right now, also just like you, look the same like you, have the same physique as you, and is starting to work out now, just like you are thinking of. And the thing he will do, he will be consistent. He will be goddamn consistent. And you know what he will do? Years from now, if you allow him to overtake you, you slack off in the gym, you stop being consistent, and he remain being consistent, he'll eventually start attracting your future wife instead of you, and he will be the one literally fucking her instead of you. Do you want that to happen? Or are you going to become better than him? Remember, I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next video. By the way, if you want one-on-one help with getting fitter and looking better, I've got a link below. It's a sales call link, and if you want to see whether you'd be a good fit for my coaching, click the link below.